Before the dawn of February 6, 2023, life moved gently across southern Türkiye and northern Syria. Markets prepared for a new day. Children dreamed beneath warm blankets. The world was asleep, unaware that beneath the earth, unimaginable pressure was waiting to be released. The streets of Gaziantep, Kahramanmaraş, Antakya, and Aleppo glowed faintly under the early morning lights. Birds stirred, and a soft breeze carried the scent of breakfast fires beginning to burn. It was an ordinary day until the world changed forever. At 4:17 a.m., the earth opened its jaws. In just seconds, cities turned to dust. A massive 7.8 magnitude earthquake tore across the land, shaking buildings like fragile toys, splitting roads, and plunging entire neighborhoods into chaos. The ground roared, walls cracked, glass shattered, and the air filled with dust and fear. People woke to terror, mothers clutching their children, families rushing down stairwells that no longer existed. Those who survived the first seconds ran into the freezing darkness, barefoot and trembling, searching for voices that no longer answered. When morning came, the scale of destruction was beyond imagination. From the sky, entire cities seemed erased. Concrete turned to dust, streets buried beneath mountains of debris. Smoke rose where homes once stood, and snow began to fall gently, as if the sky itself was mourning. Antakya, once a vibrant mosaic of cultures and history, lay broken and silent. In Syria, Aleppo's already wounded streets collapsed again under the weight of the earth's rage. In an instant, generations of memories vanished. Homes, photographs, laughter, futures. And then, through the ruins, came voices. "Is anyone alive? Help us!" From beneath the rubble, faint cries echoed into the morning air. Those who heard them didn't wait. Bare hands dug through stone and metal, hearts beating faster than fear itself. In those moments, people became heroes. Strangers turned into family, united by pain, by courage, by something greater than survival. The sound of sirens filled the streets, and the first rescuers arrived. Soldiers, doctors, volunteers, all racing against time. As the sun rose higher, the world responded. Rescue teams from across the globe poured into Turkey and Syria, carrying hope, tools, and tears. From Japan to Spain, from Mexico to Qatar, the world came together in a way that only tragedy can summon. Dogs sniffed through ruins, helicopters hovered, and every time a survivor was found, applause echoed through the dust. Each life pulled from the wreckage was a miracle, and every loss was mourned as if it were one's own. But as day turned to night, the cold crept in. Families huddled around small fires, their breath visible in the freezing air. They had no roofs, no food, no light, only the will to wait, and the prayer that a missing loved one might still be alive beneath the ruins. Mothers sang softly to their children to keep them calm. Fathers whispered promises they weren't sure they could keep. The nights were endless, the silence unbearable. Around the world, screens lit up with images of devastation. Entire nations watched, stunned and heartbroken. Airports filled with aid, planes landed with medical teams, blankets, and food. Donation drives began. Prayers were said in mosques, churches, and temples alike. In tragedy, humanity remembered itself. People from every corner of the world reached out, not as strangers, but as one people, united by compassion. Among the ruins emerged stories of impossible survival. A baby pulled from the debris after 128 hours. A woman who kept singing beneath the concrete to stay conscious. A man who refused to leave the rubble until he found his brother. Hope glimmered like a single candle in a sea of darkness. Tears and smiles shared the same faces. Grief and gratitude intertwined. Weeks passed, and the sounds of life began to return. Bulldozers cleared the debris. Cranes lifted the broken remains of homes. Volunteers worked side by side with survivors, building tents, distributing food, and comforting children. The sound of construction slowly replaced silence. Streets began to take shape again. People rebuilt, not just their homes, but their courage. They had lost everything, yet found strength in each other. When the earth fell apart, humanity held together. In time, memorials rose where buildings once stood. Names were read, candles lit, prayers whispered. Across both Turkey and Syria, silence became sacred. Not from fear, but from remembrance. Families stood together beside the ruins of their homes, holding framed photos of loved ones, and promised, "We will never forget." And though the scars will never fully fade, love became the foundation of recovery. Months later, cities began to breathe again. Children returned to school. Laughter returned to the streets. The smell of bread and tea once again filled the morning air. Houses stood proudly where rubble once lay. Flags waved in the wind, not in victory, but in resilience. Because even after the earth tore itself apart, the spirit of the people remained unbroken. When the earth opened, it tried to divide, but instead, it united. From the darkest depths of tragedy rose the brightest light of humanity. Turkey and Syria stood together side by side, rebuilding not just cities, but hope itself. The earthquake shook the ground, but not the heart. And in that unshakable heart, the world saw what it truly means to rise again. Over 50,000 lives were lost, millions forever changed. But hope, unbroken.